Happy New Year, mate. We'll start with Johnny Yarbrough. So saw him on the sidelines, obviously that concussion the other day. I presume is he not going to be ready to start?
No, he's got the protocol. He has to go through at least 8 days, so he won't be available for this game. And if he ticks all the boxes, he should be available for Monday night. It's a sort of a delayed concussion. He got that elbow on the back of the head just before half time, and as we were getting ready to go out and start of the second half, he started to get dizzy spells. So so he's pulled up quite well. He's feeling good now, and he's run a few laps today, so he should be good to go on Monday.
Outside of that, obviously Joe Gauchi now in Qatar. That was an opportunity for James Delinov. How impressed have you been with his attitude? It's been 2 years since he's played a game.
Yeah. Look, it's James is. When we brought him to the club 3-4 years ago, it was. He was the number one, and it was unfortunate. 2 years ago, to almost the day that he got that serious injury playing here against Wellington, and he's had to wait his time, but he's worked extremely hard, and he's a top quality goalkeeper that we're very fortunate to have as the backup to Joe.
Like you say, it's a bit of a unique situation that he was the number one. Where do you think he ranks amongst backup keepers in the league?
Oh, he'd definitely be the best reserve keeper in the league at the moment. He could play in a lot of teams' first 11. It's just the form of Joe that's kept him out, and that's unfortunate with goalkeepers that there's only one can play, but it's always good, and they've been excellent. James has pushed Joe all this way. He's been training exceptionally hard the whole time, and Joe knows that if he has a little slip up or makes a few mistakes, that James is ready there to take that position. And now James has got his opportunity for the next 6-7 games at least. So I'm looking forward to seeing James getting out and playing again.
2 wins in 8 games, Carl. Doesn't really read well on paper. What's kind of warranted this form slip?
Yeah, look, it's been a tough start to the season. We've in the first 10 games, we've gone away to Melbourne Victory twice, the strongest team in the league, and away to Wanderers as well. So it hasn't been an easy draw for us, but the boys have, in all those games have played quite well. We've only had 1 or 2 games where we haven't been at a level that we were happy with, and that's just football. We're working. We've got 2 games now in a row at home, so we're looking to pick up 6 points over the next 2 games. Yeah, very difficult side. You can see the form that they've had at the start of the season, top of the ladder. So, they're going to make it very difficult. They defend very well and play a very, fast transition game. So it's important that we, take care with the ball and don't give them too many opportunities to hit us on the break.
Are you going to stick with your new system or revert back to the 4-3-3?
Yeah, look, the systems don't really, make much difference. It's our intent with what we want to do with the ball and our movement. It doesn't really make too many changes from a 4-3-3 to a 4-4-2 or whatever. We've got our patterns that we want to play, and the players really understand that. And we've played it for the last couple of weeks, and it looks like we've been playing it for a long time, so the system doesn't really matter. It's our intent and effort that counts more.
How do you make sure you do take care of the ball in the middle, because you did kind of cough it up a few times, and also those fouls after losing it as well? Yeah,
look, it was as I said, it was a tough game last week against Melbourne. They made it very difficult for us, and I thought it was a really strong game from both teams, and the pressure that you got to take your hat off to Melbourne Victory. They put us under a lot of pressure, and sometimes when you're under that much pressure, you make those smaller mistakes, and we got punished, with the first goal last week with a quick free kick. But the boys are still working hard, and we're playing some good football, and we just got to keep our belief in ourselves and what we're doing, and we'll get to where we want to get to.
Of course, now on top of the ladder with that strange little change. I know Marco Redan and a few other coaches have said that they weren't aware of that this new system was in place. Did you know?
No, I wasn't. I was a bit shocked myself. I always believed it was goal difference was always the first one. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's still early days. We've still got 17 rounds to go, so it only matters at the end who's top.
Have you been surprised by how good Wellington have been this season, especially with the new coach coming in?
Yeah, look, they're playing a very different style of football than what they used to play. As I said, they're, I suppose, play a very different system and style to every other sort of team in the league. But defensively, they've been excellent, and they've really punished teams. With some good football as well. They actually play a lot of football, so they give you opportunities if you get your pressing right to score goals.
You talked about ball movement as being one of the issues for you, but is your biggest headache coming from how you go back into defence or transition back into defence, or is it how you transition your attack?
Yeah, look, I'd say it's more the transition to our defensive structure. At times we're a little bit slow to react to that, and just we have to be more careful on stopping that transition moment before it happens. And that's just more organisational and players being aware of what spaces can hurt us when we turn the ball over.
Is that organisation born of the absence of people like Harvey Lopez back there? Now he's back, but is it because you don't have that experience to go with some of the younger people?
Yeah, look, it's a bit of both. We do a lot of work on it, but as you say, we want to always be playing football, and we're always thinking about how we're going to score goals, and sometimes we just you got to have that mindset to be careful of when you have the ball, and at times we're just a little bit eager to score goals and push numbers forward, and we get punished at times with that. But I'm fine with that at times, because I want to play that attacking football, and I want the people that come to watch our games to go away enjoying the game.
Are you especially vulnerable if you make those mistakes to a side like Wellington that defends and counters? Yeah,
most definitely. This game is. We've had a good look at Wellington. As I said, they've scored a great goal last week against Sydney on the counter attack, and a few goals before that as well against Wanderers. So we're very mindful of that. But as I said, they can hurt you with the ball as well. They're very good footballing side as well. So it's just not their transition that we have to be mindful of.
Is it all over that you're worried about that defence? Do you need more from the attacking players at the front, or is it more on the guys at the back to stand up?
Yeah, look, I think I've said before, defending is the whole team, and at times our pressure just hasn't been good enough in front of the ball, which has allowed teams to play those passes in behind us, and that's something that we're going to need to get right tomorrow night, that pressure on the ball, so they can't find those easier passes to get in behind us.
We've got a few games in quick succession now. Are you going to have to change things up a little bit to keep it fresh, particularly for Thursday and Monday?
Yeah, I think so. We've got a fairly fit and healthy squad at the moment, so there will be rotations in the team just to freshen it up. I showed that last week, bringing Harvey in for Giuseppe, and the same will happen, for this game and for the next game. So we're going to have to make sure we've got 11, really fit players that can play a high tempo game tomorrow night, and that's what's will be very critical for our selection.
When will Austin or UB be eligible for you? Is that more likely for Unite round?
Yeah, the Unite round, he has to wait for the window to open, which is, I think, is January 10. So after January 10, Austin will be available to come in and play some football for us.
Is there a chance you do any other business in January?
Yeah, we're always looking. We didn't sign the players that we wanted to before the start of the season, so we've always had an eye open for this window as well, but it's just a matter of finding the right player that's going to fit in to what we're looking for.
Harvey Lopez did come back in for his first start last week. How did he pull up?
Yeah, he's a little bit sore because, as I said, it was a very physical game last week, but Harvey, he still manages to get himself ready for every game. He's just a great warrior for us, and he played very well last week for his first start. So he's fine, even though he's getting closer to my age than a lot of the other boys. So, but no, he's doing exceptionally well.
Will he get the start tomorrow night, or wait until?
Yeah, we'll wait. We just finished training now and we'll see how everyone's pulled up, and because we've got a couple of sore boys still from last weekend's game, so we'll just have to wait and see.
There's been talk that Popovic is in some of his best form. How do you rate it so far this season?
Yeah, he's a young central defender that's still developing his game. And at times he's, played some excellent games. He was very strong last week. And, it's just about him getting that consistency now. We know what his high level is, and his job is to try and get to that level every game and be more consistent, and that's something that he is working on at the moment.